Hello everybody, I'm Buck WSR Weezer, and today we are troubleshooting a pressure washer. Now I don't know anything about this pressure washer made by Generac. They're usually the generator company. This looks like a Honda engine or possibly a Honda clone, and I don't know if the pump's good, don't know if the engine's good. Looks like the handle is broken off. I don't have the pressure hose or wand, so I'm going to have to borrow one of those and hook it up to try it. But first thing, I'll open the gas tank up. I have no idea how old that gas is, and I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to dump this gas out into this pan. After that, I'm going to drain the gas out the bottom of the carburetor. One of the first things that I'll deal with is the old fuel that's sitting in the bottom of this carburetor. That's it. It's one way to really gum up the carburetor. Alright, that's draining, kind of. Making a mess. Kind of. And at the same time, I'm trying to remove the carburetor. This is great. Just doing this with such amazing dexterity and skill. I can hardly stand it. Okay, so I'm going to take off this plug, drop the bowl, and see what it looks like inside there. Does that answer your question? Okay, so cleaning that out is going to be a big part of this job. Leaving old fuel in the machine for during storage is what messes these machines up. Well, I don't think there's really much I'm going to be able to do with this. Clean this out. Even the float is kind of stiff in there. It's all gummed up in the needle and seat area. I think I'm just going to recommend a new carburetor for this because I don't feel like messing with this, and it may not work even if I do try to clean it up. So yeah, we'll put that on order. Pretty sure this is a Honda engine, and I should be able to find the specifications for it here on the side. I just need a new carburetor. So we'll order that up, and when it comes in, we'll slap it on there. Okay, well, here's the old carburetor. The new carburetor has come in. I got it. It's a Generac Power Systems. It's part number 00, or that could be an O, J 888-70123. So this is not a Honda part, but actually a Generac part. I don't know, it could be Honda clone. And so here it is. All right. Now, one thing is the new carburetor did not come with gaskets. So I'm going to carefully remove the old gasket from the old carburetor. And it seems to be coming up mostly intact. Buying a couple of new gaskets might have been a good idea, but I'm going to see if I can make the old gaskets work. So there's that one. here on the throttle side. And let's see, the other gasket is this one that's kind of a combination of metal and rubber. So with this assembly, we're going to go over to the machine. We've moved indoors here, and we're going to install the new carburetor here on the generator. I mean the pressure. Now the entire assembly, including the air cleaner assembly, mounts and the carburetor mounts up with on these two posts. Now this post is secured already in the engine frame of the engine, and then this one came out, but I think that's going to work out okay. So we've got this choke plate first, and I'm going to put the slide the carburetor up onto there. Like so. The choke arm has to go through here, and the fuel shutoff through down here, right? So that's in place. You need that gasket up in there. Hold that tight. Then I'm going to use this gasket and slide this guy on. And actually I'm going to slide him on this post first, and then through here. Make sure I got it on right. Yeah. And now I'm sliding the whole thing up to the two posts. Now, I'm just going to thread that in just a little bit, because there's a couple of connections that we need to make before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Hopefully you will be able to see this. I'm going to connect the throttle arm he goes into here. I need to back it up just a hair. He slides in there. Then this fine spring in the hole right beside it, which you may not be able to see. And I think I'm going to find it easier to hold this with needle nose pliers. And he goes in there. Alright, so that's good. Also, while we're over here, we want to connect the fuel line. And then slide the clamp down. To hold that in place, I'm going to take it down a little further. I just don't like it right there. Squeeze with this pair of pliers, push down here. Not working. Here we go. Alright, so that feels good. Down here, this breather hose will fit over here on the valve cover. And now I gotta see if I can get these posts to thread in correctly. Okay, I think we're going in. Make sure we check our connections, fuel line, throttle, linkage. Hope our breather tube came off. So it's a little bit of a puzzle piece, but I think we got it. This nut goes on, and we tighten these down with the 10mm socket. Okay, he's going up there snugly. This hand spinner is probably as tight as I need to go. All right, so there's our choke lever. Feels unusually stiff. Here's our fuel. I'm not going to turn the fuel on. Once I do that, well, I haven't added fuel yet. The fuel will run to the carburetor. All right, so now what remains is to put on the air cleaner assembly and the air cleaner cover. So we can do that next. All right, the base here of the air filter tray goes right there, and there's 1, 2 little screws that hold that in place. I actually lost the original ones, but they're just going into plastics. I've got a couple of these little guys right here that will get the job done. And after that, we can slip the air filter on. I mean, theoretically. And that's held down with a wing nut. All right, so this cover clips in place, but interestingly, there's this, I guess this is the fuel line vent that feeds through it, and down through a hole right here. And I gotta try to force that through there, and then it connects to a post right down under here, which is hard for you to see. Okay, so I'm not kidding when I say getting that hose through there was probably the hardest part of the job. Ridiculous. Alright, and so now this cover clips into place right here. It's cracked anyway. Alright. Now, it's all put back together. Fuel shut off right here, choke right here, throttle speed right here. All that remains on this baby is to check the oil, add some gas. We'll hook up the water lines and take it outside and see if it'll fire up. Fuel added. Choke applied. Kill switch to the on position. Let's see what we get. That's running so far. the pressure washer works. I feel like it should be running a little higher at top speed, but there is an adjustment screw that you can get through here. And this one looks like it's set to a little bit low. So I'm going to adjust that. I'm going to go ahead and change the oil, put in a new spark plug. We verified that the engine runs with a new carburetor and the pump works as we were demonstrating there with the wand. And this is now a successfully completed project. So that's how you put a new carburetor on a Generac pressure washer. I'm Buck WSR Weezer. Thanks for joining me on this project, and I'll see you next time. Bye.